What's happening, friends? This is the part of the show where I say, hey, call us if you want. We are ready. 877-77-Bobby. Let's catch up on the news.
Bobby's Big
Story.
We'll mention this again, but Eric Church is going on a 55-city arena tour this fall. I was actually talking with Eric yesterday just about the tour, and it's 100% capacity, by the way.
Well,
He's like, hey, man, let's go.
all in.
And he said, this is what Eric said to me. He goes, hey, I hope everybody gets vaccinated. But he feels the same I do, that if you don't want to get vaccinated, don't. But it's on you, right? I think we all have our own responsibilities. If you don't want to get vaccinated, great, good for you. But let's open everything up. As soon as it becomes widely available and everybody has a chance to get it, doors open. Party on, Wayne. Party on, Garth. Same thing with Eric Church. He hopes everybody gets it. He got it. He was on Rolling Stone getting it. I got mine. But Eddie, if you said to me, I don't want to get it, I would say, hey, it's your risk. But
Yeah.
you have the right to not get it.
The vaccine protects me. So if I don't want to protect me, then, oh, well, that's on me.
So that's the conversation we had yesterday. And he's
So when does this start?
it's September 17th at Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky.
Got him.
Yeah. And then it'll go all the way to May of 2022.
That's so cool.
You're just going to see a lot of concerts get announced now. In a lot of ways, in a lot of cities. It's going to be really cool. And I was reading about Whiskey Myers' tour. I don't think they're ever going home again. I think they're just getting...
They just stay on the road.
I just think it's like, all right, we've been off the road. We're just not going home. And so, it's going to happen with a lot of folks. So, pretty cool. I talked to Eric for about an hour yesterday. And, he's putting out the 3 albums. Heart is record 1, And is record 2, and Soul is record 3. Heart comes out first, And goes to the church choir, the fan club, and Soul goes out second. And I said, hey, when does Joe Schmo like me, when do I have the opportunity to get that And record? Because that only goes to his fan club. He goes, you tell me ain't in the church choir, my fan club?
You're like, what I am? I'm just asking.
I didn't say that. I said, I am not. I'm not in the church choir. So he goes, well, man, I'll see how that goes later. Joe Schmoes will get their chance later on. But he called me out on that yesterday. I laughed pretty hard. So Eric Church announced a big tour. That's pretty cool. More news.
Bobby's Other Big
Story.
This is reminding me of Raymundo, because on the show yesterday, Raymundo talked about getting Botox. I was blown away. Raymundo got Botox. Do you feel it in your head?
A little bit, and my wife said she can notice the difference. There's no lines anymore. You guys can see it on the video screen.
It actually does look a little smoother.
Move your eyebrows up and down. Okay, it's moving a little.
And also before I had lines, it'd be from my eyebrows and then also the middle of my head, my forehead. Those are gone.
Yeah! It just seems a little weird to me. I'm not hating. Everything's weird until it's normal. But it just seems a little weird to me that Raymundo went and got Botox.
Like, I'm telling you right now, I see 2 screens, one of you and one of Raymundo, and you have lines, and Ray doesn't.
Don't tell him that, dude.
Wow.
Hey, Buzz is going straight to Botox.
No, I don't care. I'm supposed to have lines on my forehead.
That's what I think, too. I mean, I got lines.
I'm
cool
a human being. Hey, I'm looking at 2 screens. One with Raymundo and one with Eddie.
Oh, one looks real old, and one of them looks real young.
One has hair.
Oh,
here we go.
Anyway, I'll give you the news story part of this. A guy in Florida was busted for giving Botox shots at a spa, even though he wasn't a doctor and did not have a medical license. And he was drinking 4 Locos while he worked.
Nice.
He is facing several charges. There's a spa in Jacksonville, Florida that's been hosting events called Botox and Bubbles. People can go there, have some drinks, and get Botox injections. I'm pretty sure they thought a doctor would be there. The guy wasn't a doctor. I think they also thought the doctor wouldn't be chugging 4 Locos.
Right. The drinks would be for the patient, not the doctor.
The person giving the injections was a 47-year-old guy named Nelson Turin. He's not a doctor, even though on the ads for Botox and Bubbles, he said he was, and he didn't have a medical license to be giving Botox injections. He was arrested on several charges, including practicing medicine without a license and possession of prescription drugs.
Is this Ray's place, Botox and Bubbles?
Dude, don't say that. No, but the doctor, he's a world-renowned doctor that I went to, and he also is the one that performed Bay's breast surgery when she had cancer. So.
Really?
Yeah, he
did both. They do both?
Dude's a genius, but yeah, he eliminated the cancer from her body.
That's a good comeback to Eddie.
I know, I got him.
Yeah, you got him good.
That got awkward.
You got him good,
me,
buddy.
You got me.
You want to say his name? I don't care.
Yeah, Dr. Unger. He's
Dr.
really,
what?
really cool. Dr. Unger.
Nice.
Yeah.
I would have some questions for that guy, just in general about...
Like what?
Because is he a plastic surgeon?
Yeah.
Is that their official title?
Yeah. But when he's at the hospital, I don't think he goes by that. He probably goes by, it's a medical professional doctor. But then outside of it, yes, clinician, he can do all sorts of stuff, boob jobs.
Dang, Ray's like an expert. Ray's like an FDA expert for people who are against COVID vaccines. Like, you know a little bit about it, and all of a sudden you're like, no, I'll argue with you. I would like to do a segment with that guy.
Okay.
And not to just have a bunch of questions.
Yeah, he's good. He does this stuff all the time.
All right. One other story. Tiger Woods was going nearly 90 mile per hour before the crash. They say it was extremely high, unsafe speeds that caused the crash. They actually have little boxes in cars, like black boxes in airplanes. Did you know this?
No.
Not to hear, but to tell what your car was doing before a crash.
Oh, wow.
They say he never hit the brakes because whenever it happened, he was just going so fast that he didn't know what was happening. Here is a clip from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department press conference.
And the final estimated speed when the vehicle struck the tree was 75 miles per hour.
The impact of the vehicle when it hit the tree caused the vehicle to go airborne and do a somewhat pirouette, landing on its side. The event data recorder showed the acceleration pedal percentage was at 99% at the area of impact. There was no evidence of braking throughout this collision. It is speculated and believed that Tiger Woods inadvertently hit the accelerator instead of the brake pedal, causing that 99% rating on the accelerator pedal.
So, lucky he's alive. Remember the guy found him?
Yeah.
The guy that was driving over there saw the car upside down.
side of the road.
And was like, wait, what? He goes out and finds him, and Tiger Woods is unconscious.
You know, it's so weird. Like, there are all these, like, speculation stuff, but we've never heard of Tiger. Like, I think Tiger would tell us what happened, but he's not speaking.
Tiger may not remember. But also, they're saying no alcohol, no drugs.
And no charges.
He was flying. And the 75 may not seem fast, but it was a 45.
Yeah. He's flying.
Yeah, he's flying. All right, that's the news. Thank you very much. Close it up.
Bobby's Big
Story.
Do want to get to some of your calls. I see you on the phones right now. If you want to hop in, 877-77-Bobby. We're going to play Chris Stapleton right now. Tomorrow, Chris Stapleton will be on this show. And I believe he's going to play as well. It's the rare Chris Stapleton appearance. If you look to your left and you're quiet, you can see Chris Stapleton. I feel like someone taking people deep into the forest. Like, there he is, the mystic Chris Stapleton. All right, here is starting over. Bobby Bones Show. I spent about an hour last night going down the Raymundo rabbit hole of Cameo. Do you know all your videos are loaded that you've ever
Yeah,
done?
I've seen others do that, so I imagine that I can't find them online, but I guess so.
I found them all. I watched
Okay.
them all. I'm your biggest fan. I'll talk about it in a second. I couldn't stop.
You can find them and just watch them all.
I'll tell you in a minute. Last night was a rough night for me, but not near as rough as it was for Caitlin. I'll tell you that. And that's what kind of got me on the Ray Cameo sitch over there. Brianna in North Carolina, you were on the Bobby Bones Show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Good morning, studio.
Morning.
So, first off, I just wanted to say I listen to your show every morning on my way to work. Me and my son, I just dropped him off at preschool. We listen to it every morning. So I wanted to say thank you. You're awesome. You always bring joy to my day.
Thank
Work
you.
always makes fun of me when I go in, and I'm like, guess what I heard on the Bobby Bones Show this morning?
Thank you very much.
Of course. And I also wanted to tell you a quick little story. I've been trying to tell you for a while, but it's a pain in the butt to try to get through on the phone. So I'm glad I finally made it. So a couple years ago, I mean, it had to have been probably at least 2.5 years ago, you had Jake Owen on the show. And he did his interview, and then he sang a few songs. And he had sang Made for You back before it was even on the album. It hadn't even been released at all yet. And it was shortly before my husband and I were getting married. We're actually coming up on our 2-year anniversary on May 5th. And I had heard the song, and I was like, babe, this is our wedding song. We need to find it. Could not find it anywhere. So we had agreed on a different song. And then shortly before our wedding, I had looked it up again, and the album had come out. And we danced to Made for You by Jake Owen, which is now like this huge single, and I hear it all the time, and I still think of our wedding day. But I just wanted to share that story with you because it was really cool that he was on the show, and his song before it was even really out, it became our wedding song.
Love it. Listen, I love that guy, and he's a friend of mine. And how that came about was Jake and I did a charity event together. I hosted, he did the music. We flew back together, and I was like, hey, I know it's not out, but that song Made for You is like my favorite song I've ever heard you play, because he played it that night. I hadn't heard it until he played it. I was like, this song is like next level. He's like, dude, thanks. And, it's really important, really cool to me, important to me. We're going to record it. And so he puts it out, and even before he put it out, I had him on the show. I was like, play that song Made for You. It's so good. He puts it out. And then for a while, radio wasn't playing this song, even though it was a single. And I was doing what I rarely do, and I'll just take a song and just slam it. We were playing it every 2 days, and we're on 175 stations, so I could affect it being a buoy on the chart, just stay up a little bit, keep it alive for a little bit. And now, finally, people realize how great of a song it is and not judging it based on the tempo of the song.
Yeah.
It is the best song. If this song doesn't cut right into your guts, you don't have guts. Yeah.
You're empty inside.
You're empty. You're dead inside. It is, and I think Jake is, I've said it before, pound for pound, our best guest. Who knows what he's going to bring in when he brings it?
You never
I don't
never know.
He could show up with a guitar, or he could bring Little Richard. You never know what's going to happen with Jake. I think Little Richard might have died recently. But up until he died.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
But Jake Owen is the best. That song is the best. I can't wait for it to go number one. That's like a personal one to me because I just love it, and it makes me feel things inside my ribcage. Thank you for that story, Brian, and thank you for listening. And tell all your friends at work that make fun of you for listening to the Bobby Bones Show that we get it. We would make fun of you too, but we're us, so we don't. We're the team together.
Making fun of me might not have been the right term, but they're always laughing because I'm like, I heard on the Bobby Bones Show, and it's like the most random news story ever.
Mm-hmm.
But me and one of my really good friends and coworkers are always talking about it. We love you. We listen to you every morning. Shout out Morgan if you're listening on your way to work right now. But yeah, so it was awesome. Like when I heard the song, me and my husband are high school sweethearts. We had our son at 19, and we heard that Two Pink Lines when he talks about that. I was like, that is us. We need to dance to this song. And yeah, I can't wait till it goes number one. It's so good.
We'll have a party in here. We'll all slow dance together.
Oh,
Eddie, I call you.
That'd be weird.
I call you today.
Do I have to?
All right. We'll come back. I'll tell you what happened last night at the house.
Yes.
And and I was just obsessed with Ray last night as well. All right, back in a second. a few days ago, Ray had announced he was on Cameo. I guess you didn't announce it. The only way I knew is because Caitlin bought one from you and Bay for my birthday.
Yeah, my wife's been wanting to do it for a while. I told her that it is a time obligation. I'm going to be shouting at my phone every night after dinner, and I said, are you cool with that? And so it took us some months, but we finally got signed up.
So $25 I looked last night. That's how much it costs you to get. And you know what else I saw in your videos? Your cat. I see Pablo really for the first time. I don't think I was giving Pablo the credit for being a cool cat. I thought it was just a cat. It looks like a puma.
Oh, yeah, like tiger.
It looked like a jungle cat. And I'm like, wow, and he's big.
Yeah, he's a F1, 2, 3, really close to the ones that are actually at the zoo. Not even kidding. So he is neat to put in videos.
So I go over to Ray's Cameo page. And again, because all of a sudden Caitlin goes, get your birthday present. And I clicked it, and it's Ray going, hey, it's your birthday. And I'm like, what? And so I go to Ray's page. It's $25. And he has a lightning bolt next to his name, which means he gets it back fast.
Oh.
And then you can see all the videos he's put up. He's given motivational speeches to people.
Are they good?
No. No, they're not good. One of them was a girl going, hey, listen, my dog won't stop barking. We're having trouble with the family. Can you give a motivational speech? Ray says he talks for like a minute but says nothing. It's amazing. He's like, yo, girl, it's Susan Raymundo. He does his finger thing.
A peace sign.
Talks about the dog, brings the cat in. A bunch of words come out of his mouth, and nothing is said. And at the end, he's like, appreciate you, girl. See you later. And I was so entertained. He did like 10 birthday shout-outs.
The tough ones are if they've had a death or
You've had to do
do
death
that?
ones?
Yes, they say, please say that she's going through a tough time with the passing of so-and-so, and so I'll address that, but then I try to pick it back up. I got to, like, bring the energy a little bit.
Do you do, hey, this is Cesar Armando. I heard somebody died. Or do you just start slow?
I start really, yeah, that's how I started off. I'm so sorry to hear about that, but hey, let's go. We got to pick it up. What up? It's
We
Cesar
got to
Raymundo.
pick it up.
Yeah.
I know somebody just died, but suck it up, baby. It's only been 6 hours. I watched probably 12 of your videos last night. Couldn't stop. I was binge watching Raymundo cameos.
Thank you. My wife believes that I need to do them 3 minutes. I'm sticking more towards a minute. I say you've got to leave them wanting more.
No, they paid for it. I disagree. I think some of yours are way too short. And if I pay $25, I'd be like, what just happened here?
Okay.
You got to go at least 90 seconds.
Gotcha.
90 seconds to 2 minutes, that's a sweet spot. Because you want to connect with folks. And some of them, like my birthday one, terrible. I would ask for a refund. You gave me like 30 seconds.
I had Arkansas jersey. We had balloons that we'd blown up with a helium tank. We tried to put a little bit into that one.
Yeah. Still, though, I was like 30 seconds. Anyway, love them.
Thank you.
Just laughed out loud all night last night
Okay,
watching
good.
your videos. Are you getting, since we talked about this, are you getting more requests for them?
Yeah, Tad, too much. They've been flooding in, and my wife's like, hey, as soon as you get home, we got to do these. I'm like, I'm at my normal job. But we'll get to them.
It's a good problem to have, though.
I know, exactly.
You may have to raise your price, big dog.
No. That's a bad look, right? Then it looks like I'm money hungry.
It's not. If you're getting too many that you can't keep up with, it's okay to bump the price. It's supply and demand, bruh.
Yeah, it's a cash grab now. I'm just jacking up the prices, trying to get people's money. No, we enjoy doing them, so that's why I want to keep the price reasonable. So.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I got on and then I searched country music cameos to see the artists that were doing them. It cost, I think, $100 for a Jordan Davis one.
Oh, he's on there?
If he ever singles
Yeah.
you up, if he's ever stupid enough. That guy, $100.
Did you watch any of his videos?
Nope, not one.
Oh.
I don't watch anybody else's. But I looked at all the country people. I don't know. Jordan Davis was the only, and I love Jordan, but I was like, who? I feel like he's a little overpriced. If I were going to talk with Jordan, I'd say, hey, dude, unless you're just not wanting to do many, let's knock that down to like $50. I think Walker Hayes was like $75 or something. Wow. I go, hey, how many do you want to do?
Yeah,
I'd probably tune that down just a little bit. Ray's doing 25. Anyway, it's a whole culture. I couldn't get off of it last night, just seeing how much people cost. But I was doing that because I was just on my laptop. Caitlin got her second shot of the Moderna. Now, let me tell you my story. I got both shots of the Pfizer, $1 million. Didn't even have a sore shoulder the first shot. Second shot, I had some friends that had it. They got really sick. They were like, prepare yourself. So I was prepared. Nothing. I got a slightly sore shoulder, no side effects.
That's great.
Luckily for me. It affects everybody differently, every kind of shot. Caitlin was on her deathbed
Last night.
Just chills, fever, bones hurting, It was a really rough night.
Wow, those are the symptoms of COVID. I mean, that's how I felt when I had it.
And she goes, hey, if this is what COVID feels like, or if it's worse than this and you have to have it for 10 days, she goes, thank God I got the shot.
Yeah.
Because if I only have to have this for 24 hours. And so woke up this morning. I think she was about 75 to 80% back. She had a splitting headache. She was like, I can't even move my head because it hurts so bad. But she fought through it. I'm telling you, her pain tolerance is amazing.
She's a woman. They're strong, man. That's why they deliver babies and we don't. We would cry the whole time.
Yeah, but I cry. My finger, I have lost my splint, but I
how's
cannot
that
stop
going?
whining about my finger.
Still?
Dude, something's wrong with it.
Are you able to bend it still or no?
This much.
Well, that's not a lot.
It's not a lot, but it's a little better than
And
it
you
has
won't go
been.
to the doctor for
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I'll finish American Idol next week and then go to the doctor if it's still bad.
Dude, they're gonna make you point at something American Idol and it's gonna look like you're doing hang loose again. You gotta fix
They're
that.
like, what do you think? Thumbs up or thumbs down, Bobby? And I'm like, and the pinky's still out. Hang loose, America. But that's why I was on Cameo, because I was looking for stuff to do on my computer that was kind of quiet. So I put my headphones on and binge watched Ray and Bay's cameos. So dumb that they're so hilarious. No offense.
I hope you're cool with me saying I'll go in a couple of them. I've been like, oh, I just got off the phone with Bobby. What's up? Hey, I'll go ahead and just record this real quick. Just trying to role play, like name dropping, if you will.
My name ain't a big one to drop, so you can drop it as much as you want. Dang. Anyway, Ray and Bay on Cameo. Dylan in Washington is on the phone right now. Hello, Dylan. What's happening with you?
Hey, not much, Bobby. Morning, studio.
Morning.
Hey, Bobby, so I was listening to the show yesterday, and I heard you talking about the people not wearing masks on the airplane and, getting kicked off. I totally agree with you, but I wanted to get your opinion on families getting removed from airlines or even banned from airlines because their child, who is 2 and under, won't wear a mask.
It's weird that they would enforce the 2 and under.
That's impossible.
Right. Yeah, I think so too. So without me knowing the story fully, I don't think a 2-year-old has to wear a mask because it's impossible to keep a mask on a 2-year-old.
There is no way my 2-year-old will even keep the mask on.
What I would say is I think it's up to the family, too, to know the rules before they get on the plane. If there's a dumb plane, Mike D's going to get the story for me. If there's a rule that says this airline, you have to be an infant and wear a mask, then you probably try not to get on that airline because you're
Yeah, and that's their rule, so you can't argue that.
Right, because it's like somebody's house. But it just seems to me like that seems too young. Okay, here's the story. A video shows a Spirit Airlines flight attendant threatening to kick a family off a plane, family of 4 in Florida on Monday, arguing that their 2-year-old girl wasn't wearing a mask. All of the passengers on the flight from Orlando to Atlantic City were eventually forced to get off the plane before later being allowed to get back on board. In footage posted on social media, the flight attendant told the family, including a toddler sitting on her pregnant mom's lap eating yogurt and a dad who pulled his mask down to speak with her, they needed to exit the plane for non-compliance with mask rules. If it's really about the kid, that seems like it's dumb. If it's for an adult, the rules, Pops. But I don't know that it is. If it's just a 2-year-old, Dylan, I agree with you. I feel like that's probably a bit much. I don't feel like that would be an airline that I would be supporting,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I have a 2-year-old as well, and I mean, it's hard enough to keep a mask on her, just going to the store or something like that.
Do you even have to put a mask on a 2-year-old at a store?
No,
I wouldn't.
No, they don't require that, so I don't know why the airplane would.
Yeah, I mean, my wife is a medical professional, so I mean, we just we try to do the best thing possible and keep everybody safe.
Well, we appreciate that call. I agree with you on this, my friend, and I think I'm looking at pictures now. I don't think this 2-year-old should have to wear a mask. You do. All right. You can't keep clothes on a 2-year-old sometimes.
No,
Much less a mask.
That's
I see
so
naked
true.
kids running around. I'm hiding my eyes. I'm like, I shouldn't be seeing this. All right, Dylan, have a good day, bud.
You guys too. Take it easy.
See you later. Okay, well, a lot of calls. We'll come back and do that. Also, this woman, she's passing a kidney stone, right? And she's like, oh, my goodness. Here comes the kidney stone. That ain't what happened.
What? Oh no.
I know.
Oh, no.
We'll talk about that next. You ever had a kidney stone?
No, thank goodness.
Right?
My wife just had one. It was the worst. I mean, she was in so much pain.
Isn't it a bit easier for a woman to pass it because of the way it comes out?
The pee holes, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. She had a terrible, terrible time. That's when she had to go to the hospital, and I had to watch the kids for like a whole day.
Yeah, I bet it's terrible equally for as it goes down the body. And I had some friends that had it. They had to go and blast it.
Yes, that's what they do. They zap it and break it into little pieces and then get it out.
Well, this woman in Massachusetts, her name's Melissa, she was having a routine day on the 8th of March. Then she got this kidney stone and intense stomach cramps, pain. They were like, we can't even get her to the doctor for this kidney stone. So they called 911 because it was happening so quick. And so she was there and she sat on the toilet seat because legs in that position, it was kind of the only relief she could get while sitting in like the toilet spot. And after a while, she gave birth to a baby.
That's not a kidney stone.
To a baby.
How does that happen? She went all this time not knowing she was pregnant.
Yeah, and I don't know a couple things. One, how early it was. Two, if she's big, and the bigger you are, maybe the lesser you see you're pregnant.
Yeah, no, probably. But gosh, can you imagine just thinking it's something and then you look down and there's a baby?
Because imagine you're a 6'4" woman. Isn't that pregnancy smaller?
I would think so, yeah. And if you're bigger, whatever, you're not growing as much as someone that would be skinnier.
Like a WNBA player.
Okay.
Who's 6'5" and gets pregnant. I would assume you don't notice as much on her because she's so big. And
I don't know.
Listen, I ain't a doctor.
I don't know. We're speculating here. I don't know.
But I would think the smaller you are, if you're 5 foot, the bigger it would be. But again, I don't have a medical license. I'm like the Four Loko doctor earlier, who was popping people with the
Botox doctor.
Yeah. But yeah, she thought she was, and this looks like a full-size baby. Crazy, huh?
Wow. So the baby's fine. Everything was good.
From the picture that I see here, the baby looks good. It says baby Liam came as a big surprise on March 8th when his mother, who was unaware she was pregnant, gave birth in a toilet near her home near Boston. Amy had a friend, if she was here, she told the story a couple times, that had a baby.
Crazy story.
Didn't know she's having a baby. Went to the bathroom. But Lunchbox is always one who believes these people are faking it.
They're faking it. They want the attention. They want, put me in the news. They're in denial, but they really know they're pregnant. There's no way a baby is moving around inside of you growing for 6, 7, 8, 9 months, and you don't know it. I just don't believe it.
But you think every one of these stories that we hear and see of people that don't have a history of lying or deceiving folks, you think that they're all lying?
They're all lying. 100%. Every single one of them.
I believe her. I have no reason not to believe her.
Because Lunchbox, our wives, when they were pregnant, I mean, it was just constant, like, oh my gosh, this hurts, and I'm sick, and I don't feel good.
That's what I'm saying.
But everything doesn't affect everyone the same. Even the shots I just mentioned.
Yeah, I guess.
But you feel the baby kicking. It does not matter. I have never met a woman that has said, oh, you know what? I had a baby in 9 months, and I never felt it move. You feel it. You can see the hands and stuff moving in their belly. There's no way. Right, Eddie?
I don't believe it either, Bones.
I
really
agree
don't.
that it is tough to believe. However, I just can't go, this is all a lie. And all these people are lying. They look like nice people here.
They look
I'm looking at their faces.
So do con artists.
I don't know about that.
That's a crazy story, though.
Yeah, right?
Can't believe it.
Let me go and talk to Sarah in Texas. Hey, Sarah, you are on the air. What's happening?
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing pretty good. What can I do for you?
So I was listening to you guys, and I wanted to tell you about a cameo that my daughter bought me for Christmas.
Who was it?
It was Carol Baskin.
And what did she say? Did she have a tiger in her video?
No, but she had a car full of crap, and it was like 3 minutes long, and she was just trying to, like, give me a shout-out to my business and, you know, to my kids and to my husband. And when it was over, I was just, like, so confused. For one, I had never heard of Cameo before. And my daughter and her husband thought it was just the most hilarious thing in the world. And I'm like, how much did you pay for that?
Yeah, how much?
And they said $300.
Wow.
That's an expensive cameo. That's no Raymundo for $25. Yeah! Which, by the way, you can't search for Raymundo, which is weird about your name, man.
Yeah, another mistake we made early on.
Pick a name. You have to look up
What's
Ray
it under?
Ray and Bay.
Because his real name isn't Raymundo.
I know. The
why.
guy gets 0.01% Latin America in his 23andMe and demands we give him a name change.
Ridiculous.
And we have Mike D over here, who is full Hispanic, Mexican even. And Mike D's like, yeah, I sign off on that. What are you talking about?
What's wrong with you, Mike?
Hey, thank you for your call. We appreciate that. That's a funny story. She's $300, huh?
Yep.
All right. There you go. Thank you. I'm going to take one more call here before we jump. But I do want you guys to keep calling if you have something you want to say. This is Becky in Iowa, who heard us talking about the kidney stone just now. Hey, Becky, tell me about this. What do you think?
Well, I cannot say what it would be like to be pregnant and not know, but I have had kidney stones while pregnant and while not pregnant, and the feeling is one of the same. Horrible.
So do you think, as someone who has had kidney stones and a baby, you've had them both, do you think someone could have a baby and not know it, thinking it was a kidney stone?
I could see it. I truly could.
Really?
No.
Did you go through puberty right there on the air?
I mean, that's just crazy to
Wild.
me. That's crazy to me.
Yes, that's crazy. That's why it makes the news. It's supposed to be crazy to you. It made the news.
But she didn't have a kidney stone for 7 months. That's my problem. She didn't feel this pain. I mean,
I am not arguing that people don't know they're pregnant. I'm arguing that occasionally in life there are crazy outliers in situations who something happens to that isn't normal. Sometimes there are people that grow to be 7 feet tall.
Yes, that happens.
Yeah. Amazing, huh? It's crazy. Life's
I don't know,
crazy.
man, I don't know.
I know. Thank you for that call. Appreciate that. Back in a second.